Hello Stéphane, in the last video clip you mentioned the importance of reducing the risk factors and increase the factors of protection. But concretely, how can a child protection delegate do that?
Hello Philippe. Yes, in the last video we presented on our website, I stressed the importance of reducing the risk factor and increasing the protection factors. We have seen that the child moves around different areas of his life or her life that include the family life, the life in the neighborhood, at the school, and also in the parish. So it is very important that the child protection delegate articulate his action in order to protect the children around three different axes or keys of a good prevention. The first one is a work on the key is prevention. The second key of work is intervention, and the last key, which is a kind of the one that gives substance to the other one as well, is education.
What do you mean by prevention?
Prevention, Philippe, as a matter of fact, is to create the condition in a parish or in a neighborhood that will reduce the risk and increase the protection factors. So how do we do that? Basically, the child protection delegate can help a parish or a mission post of the Missionaries of Africa at looking at three different aspects. The first aspect is to look at the surrounding around the life of the child. Which are the conditions of living of the child, you know, with the family, the neighborhood, and things like that. A lot of things can be done in the parish to improve those conditions of living of people. And many of our conferences are involved in such projects. The second one is to look that the parish setups are safe for children. The environment, the rooms where the children are gathering for activities, let's say, for example, catechism or youth activities or choir boys and girls and all the people, all the activities, where the youth will gather. So we have to make sure that this is done in a kind of open way, you know, that not in rooms that locked the priest or the person will lock itself with the kids and so on, and there's no windows, nobody can see what's going on. This is something to watch out very carefully. As a matter of fact, any rooms or any place where activities with youth should be done, anybody could step in the room and see what's going on, you know. Should not be in closed place. And one good thing as well is for pastoral workers, and we encourage that very much, to do activities with the youth at least at 2 or 3 people, not being alone with kids. It's not always possible, but in most of the case we should aim at that. Another thing we should look at as well in prevention is to make sure that those people working with kids are safe for kids. So in countries, for instance, where there are a criminal register or criminal record, it's possible to us to have an extract of the criminal record, because we cannot allow people who have been criminally investigated or condemned to be in close contact with children. Now we have to see as well that people who are in contact with children are psychologically sane and don't have any impeachment or not suffering from any mental disease or disorder. Then we have to see that they have proper training and proper formation. So really the child protection delegate can help a parish to discern those things and see with the list of those working there if they are safe enough for the children. And of course there is as well for us, missionaries of Africa, it's our responsibility to make sure that the confreres that are working with young people are safe for those people. We cannot put into contact with children people who had problem with anger management, who are having misbehavior or so on. So that will be really the condition of creating safe space and safe environment and safe people for children. This is prevention, and this is what it is about.
Stefan, you are talking of intervention. What does it mean?
Interventions mean that if you're seeing a situation that you're feeling comfortable with, or that you say, well, there's something that is not proper there, we should intervene. In many instances, we tend to say, it's very strange the way this person is behaving with kids, but we move on. We continue. Intervention means that we address the situation. If we feel that this father is sitting too many times with this kid and really fondling with them too much and touching them too much and things like that, we should address that. And say, well, listen, it's okay to give a hug from time to time, even to give a kiss from time to time, first, but you should not be all the time touching the kids and so on. To be able to address that. Like that, the confrere or the person will realize that somebody is protecting those kids, somebody is watching out. So there is boundaries around the kids, And so we have to intervene as much and as soon as possible. There is no small trespassing. They are trespassing. That needs to be addressed immediately and as soon as possible. That will prevent bigger trespassing, because we know by the work and the research with criminal offenders that usually they have tried the boundaries before in many places to see what are the boundaries around the kids and how far they can go. So really we have to address anything that make us feel uncomfortable. So the child protection delegate can help us in the parish to get that habit of addressing one another on the behavior that sounds strange or improper. Now, there is as well a time where the child protection delegate will have to intervene more drastically and ask that somebody is removed from pastoral work because the person has been, somebody came to complain about the behavior of this particular pastoral agent or priest or brother. And so we have to remove the potential risk around the kids, so we have to protect the children. So we might have to ask that the confrere is suspended from ministry temporarily till the inquirer says that if the person is guilty or innocent of the allegation, but we have to remove him for the time of the inquiry. So it's a painful process, but it has to be done. And it's not a definitive measure, it's just a cautionary measure to protect the child, because this is what is our paramount principle, the safety of the children. So this is what intervention means. And there the child protection delegate can be in front line, but as well in the parish, those in charge of pastoral activities will be the first rescue system that we have to put in place.
You said education is the third key, but how do you educate?
Well, this is really the fundamental key, because you see, when we're talking prevention, we're talking intervention. We need to know what to do and when to do it and how to do it, So education is paramount in that. And education goes from an education of the Christian community first, to help people to identify the risky situation and to know what to do with those risky situations or risk factors. And so we have to help, and by the family pastoral, for example, or the youth pastoral and things, to educate people to be able to respond, first line responders. And for example, we have to educate kids to know that they can talk to some adults if they feel uncomfortable with some behaviors. So they need to know that they can identify this person or that person as a responsible adult that will take care of their safety. Now, we have as well to educate our pastoral workers and pastoral agents, including our confreres. So it can go from training about keeping boundaries, how to act justly, how to respect pastoral justice, what to do, what not to do, which are the proper behavior, and so on and so on. So there is a whole factor there of training and formation, and the child protection delegate can help in going in different parishes and giving workshops and seminars on how to keep good boundaries. For instance, we have confreres who have organized youth camps for more than 2,000 kids, and youth people. So they organize with the CPD, first of all, 2 days training for all the staff caring for the kids. So this is good work. This is what should be done. How to train the pastoral workers on keeping good boundaries with children and to know what are the limits of their behavior. And of course, there is as well the training of our future members and future confreres, and it goes via the training in our houses of formation. So there, the child protection delegate can really help formators in first phase and novitiate to give workshops or seminars on what it is to keep children safe, what it is to keep good boundaries, what it is to live a healthy ministry. They have received, CPDs, a child protection delegate, have received the proper formation to do that. And they have material to help them for that, so the confreres information should not hesitate to invite them to that. For those who are in 4th phase of formation, we are developing partnership between the Center for Child Protection of the Gregorian University and the institution where our young confreres in formation are trained. So, but as well, I as a child protection, the coordinator for integrity in ministry, I go in some of those places to give seminars and workshops and certification where there is no partnership which are in place. Really, training, education and information, that will be what is necessary to change the culture where abuse was possible into a culture which is safer for children. And this is the whole purpose of it.
Thank you, Stefan. See you next month.
See you next month, Philip. Thank you.